I'm Barbara Fernandes, and this is the GeekASLP TV episode number 15 with my new iPad. When Apple announced the release of the iPad 2 on March 2nd, I couldn't really do anything about it because I was getting ready to present at the Teacher Speech and Hearing Convention in Houston. Well, that was the 2nd. On the 11th, I was able to get a hold of the iPad 2. And here it is. Today, I'm going to be trying to show you guys the features on the iPad 2 when compared to the first iPad. The first iPad is still a great device, and it's probably going for a lot cheaper than it was a month ago. So if you want an iPad to use in therapy, this is a good time for you to get the iPad. Many people ask me on emails and Twitter posts, what were the specifications of my iPad 2? Well, first, I made sure I got a smart case. It helps us save battery, because as soon as we close it, the iPad goes to sleep, and once you pull the cover back, it turns on automatically. So that's pretty neat. And since I like to use the iPad stand, I can easily just take out the cover and put my iPad on my stand, and if I need to put the cover back on, it's very easy to pop back on. I got a 32 gigabytes iPad 2. I think it's plenty for all the apps that I'll probably install over here, all the movies and photos that I'll have on my iPad 2. 32 gigabytes was the same size that I had on my iPad 1, on my first iPad, and it was plenty. I just filled out maybe half of the memory, so I really don't use that much memory, even though I have over 300 apps installed on my iPad 1. Now, the other thing that I made sure I got, it was a 3G. I didn't want anything to do with a wireless only iPad 2 because I'm always with my iPad everywhere. So if you want to use the iPad on the go, you're going to need a 3G service. Apple now has the offer, you have the option between the Verizon or the AT&T. Verizon seems to have a better option as far as plans go if you don't have an unlimited plan with the AT&T. I do have that plan, so I'd rather stick with the AT&T. But if you don't have a plan, it seems like Verizon got a better deal for how much you're going to use on your iPad. Well, now let's take a look at the iPad. Let me grab my iPad. These are both of the iPads. You can see the difference, how thin they are. And here are both of the iPads. As you look to the front, there's not much of a difference. It's just a little thinner, but it's significantly faster, and I really appreciate that. Now, as far as accessories, I really think one of the best things of the iPad 2 is the ability to connect to a projector so that you can project the image from your iPad to your whole group to see. That's amazing. It allows us to display anything that you're displaying on your iPad on the screen. You can now, rather than having to show all of your kids the screen of your iPad, you just plug it into a projector and everybody sees at the same time. I regret not buying the cable that would allow me to connect to my projector. I thought that the cable that I had bought previously would work, but it turns out that it doesn't. But whenever I get a hold of that cable, I'm going to show you guys the way it looks, so you guys can experience that a little bit. I got an email today, somebody asking me about how I used to type, what exactly I used to type in my blog post using my iPad 2. Well, I use a keyboard. Apple has a wireless keyboard, and that's what I use to type in on my iPad. It's very handy. Let me grab that for you guys to take a look at.
The following was brought to you by Articulated, the most powerful app for articulation therapy. With over 1,000 images, a voice recorder, and group therapy capabilities, student engagement will never be the same.
Okay, so this is the wireless keyboard I use with my iPads if I have to type something really long, like a blog post or a report or something like that. Now, another piece of thing that I want to show you guys, and it's about the iPad stand that I recommended on a previous post called Rocketfish. I used to really love this stand until I got my iPad 2. And the reason why I like the iPad this iPad stand is because it's really heavy. It has a really wide base, and it grabs the iPad on all sides. So it allows us to rotate without losing the iPad. So everybody can see you can rotate. It moves up and down. So it rotates 360. Now, with my iPad 2, it doesn't work really nicely because it was not designed for iPad 2, and therefore it allows the iPad to slip out and fall. So I know I recommended this, but it doesn't work for the iPad 2. I guess I'm going to have to buy a new stand. Before I let you guys walk out, I know I've never mentioned that now I have my own free application on the App Store. It is an iPad app called GeekASLP, and it allows you to see all my blog posts in a very organized way. Let me show you guys, but you can download by searching GeekASLP, and the best thing, it's free. This is the app, and basically allows you to click on a post. And this post I just posted recently. It's about my adventure when trying to get a hold of the iPad 2. That was it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and let me go back to play with my iPad 2. Bye.